Hello and welcome back to Crocheting from the First Stitch. This is episode 2, the single crochet. In our last episode we reviewed the slip knot and the chain stitch. So I will do a quick little review at the beginning of this video and then I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet. So once again we're working with some acrylic yarn. This is again a 4-weight yarn. Pretty common, pretty standard for a lot of different brands. And I have a 5mm crochet hook. It is an H. And we'll get started real quick. So again, slip knot, we're wrapping our yarn, we're pinching between our middle and thumb. Put your fingers through the hole, grab your working yarn, and pull. Put it on your hook. And again, to chain, we are going to yarn over, put our hook facing straight down, pull through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So to start this video, you would be doing 11 chains because we're going to do 10 single crochets. So again, pull my hook out real quick. This V right here is 1 chain. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. You should have 11 chains. Now you can do more, like longer chains, if you want more practice. For this video, I'm doing 11 chains so that I can show you 10 single crochets. Okay, so we're going to put our hook back in, and now we ignore this first chain that our yarn is coming out of. We skip that one. So in most patterns it says single crochet into the second chain from the hook. That means 1, 2. And where we insert our hook is in between the V's on the top side. So here you can see you're going to readjust this a little bit, yarn over and pull up a loop similar to what you did for a chain stitch. However, you're not going through the loop that's already on the hook. You now have 2 loops on your hook. What you're going to do now is yarn over and then pull through both loops on your hook. This stitch right here is our single crochet. So we'll go to the next one. We have this next chain right here. See the little hole? You're going to put your hook in just the top one. You're going to yarn over. You're going to pull up a loop. What I like to do is I like to pinch the chain with my fingers to hold it steady. I apologize if the lights are flickering. It's storming here and we've lost power a couple of times. So if that's noticeable, I'll put a flash warning just in case, but the lights are flickering a little bit. Okay, so we have 1, 2 yarn hoops on our hook. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through 2. That makes our second single crochet. As you work down the line, these holes that you work into will get smaller. So as we do this next one, this big hole right here will disappear. So you'll go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops, and as you can see, much smaller hole. So we're going to go all the way down, do all 10. I'll show you again. Go in the V, pull up a loop, so that we have 2 loops on our hook, pull through both. We'll keep going down the line. And as you get better, you'll become quicker, but always remember it's okay to go slow at first. It's okay to make mistakes as well. Okay, and then in our last one, we have this one V left. You're going to go into the V, pull up a loop just like always, pull through. So now we have this little line of single crochets. Now, if your tension is too tight, it might curl in, it might curl down. That's okay for right now as we practice. However, if you're making something and it's curling a little bit too much down like this, it means your chain was too tight. So you can go back with a sized up hook. So if you're using a 5mm right now, you can size up to a 6mm to do the initial chain, and then go back down to the 5mm to do your first row of single crochets, and it should even out the tension. So you get a nice straight row. So we have our 10 single crochets here. We have this first one right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you have stitch markers here, you might want to mark this first one that we did right here down the bottom, and this one right here that can sometimes get lost as you're doing things. That will help make sure that you have 10 in every row that you do, because if you start dropping stitches, what's going to happen is you're going to get a triangle as it goes up, and then you're going to have to frog your work, and it takes a lot of time and effort and patience. So just at the beginning, count every row you do and mark your first and last stitch. So to get to a second row of single crochets, we are going to chain 1. This gives us the height of the next row. And then we flip it like you're reading a book. So this is the back side of what we just did. This is the top. This is where your V's are. So once again, this first one right here, you can see a little bit of a hole. That's what we're going to be working into. You work under the 2 V stitches. You do the same thing. You draw up a loop so that there's 2 loops on your hook. And you yarn over and you pull through both. And you go on to the next one and you see underneath the V's, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And we keep going down. So this is great practice for you. When I first started crocheting, learned how to make little 10 by 10 single crochet squares. Now, my first, 7 or so were not square. I kept dropping stitches. I would miss stitches because it can be a little bit hard to see at first what you're working with. Okay, and then for this last V, you can see right at the end, you're going to work under the V, but sometimes this one can be a little hard to get under both. You just have to be a little bit patient. And then do the same thing. And you get your second row of single crochets. So from here, you would chain 1 again and keep going, and you could do 10 rows of this to make a nice little square. But that is how you single crochet. It is used in amigurumi, it is used in blankets, it is used in clothing. It's used in pretty much everything, for the most part, in one pattern or another. So keep practicing, keep up the great work, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, if you're really proud of yourself, if you were able to make something. I promise you now that it takes time, it takes patience, but you can do it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.